the thorn in Stalin's side here. You've got this island of freedom surrounded by communism, right? Okay. Well, Stalin, he wanted, and the city was fairly open at this point. You could just go from the Soviet sector to the American sector to the French sector to the British sector. Well, no, he doesn't build a wall. He just says, okay, we're going to make you get out of here. And he blocks land and water travel to Berlin. Is that a big deal? Well, it's a city of about 3 million people, okay? And, well, cities have to have deliveries of things like, food, coal. Food and coal are not that important?
Food is very important.
Okay. Well, coal was the main way that heating was done in Europe at this time. Why don't they turn on their heater? This thing might make you YouTube famous, asking questions like that. All right. So.
It would be like, how do you spell D? Becomes a viral video. How do you spell D?
All right. Anyway. But they cut them off. Basically, Stalin's goal was to starve the people and would basically force us to leave so the people wouldn't be harmed. Truman takes decisive action in this. We call him blocking the roads and stuff. It's called the Berlin blockade, right? He blocked the waterways, he blocked the roadways and the railways, okay? Now, but Truman takes the stand, we're going to fly planes into Berlin, okay? Is Stalin willing to go far enough to shoot our planes down and force a war? Because what ace do we have that he doesn't have? We have an atomic bomb. Okay? Now, so we start flying planes in and bringing in supplies. We actually fly thousands and thousands of missions into Berlin because this goes on for nearly a year. Truman refuses to give up Berlin. We call this the Berlin Airlift. They bring in everything the city needs. They bring in gasoline. In fact, some of the first successful aerial tankers are developed because of this. They bring in food, coal, all sorts of things, everything a city would need. They even bring in Christmas presents because it ends up going through Christmas. Okay? And there's some great stories about the pilots as they were flying into Berlin. All the kids would be along the edge of the Soviet sector, waving at the planes and stuff. And there were a couple of pilots that would tie their handkerchiefs into parachutes on Hershey bars. And as the plane was coming in to land, they would let them out the window of the cockpit. And it was kind of a cool story.
But what if the kids ended up fighting over the Hershey bars?
Yeah, that's
which could happen. Okay, but anyway, the Berlin Airlift is an example of us following what policy? Containment. We refuse to give up any territory to the communists. Now, this is 1948 that this is going on. Okay, it actually ends in 1949. But guess what? That's an election year. Truman took a hard-line stand on this, didn't he? And guess what? It helps him win that election. Okay. Stalin finally realizes it's not working and he gives up. Okay. He gives up. So this is a huge success for us. Now after that, we're going to make motions to try and reunify Germany. He refuses. Germany shall not be reunified. He's afraid of a Germany rising up again and becoming a military power. So he keeps his little piece of Germany separate. In 1949, the other three allies, they unify their pieces into what becomes known as the Republic of Germany. We knew it as West Germany for years. The Soviet sector becomes known as East Germany. The capital is East Berlin. West Berlin, even though it's in the middle of East Germany, is part of West Germany. So it is an island of freedom. And we'll have to revisit Berlin later on. Because a whole lot of East Germans say, I think I'll go over there and stay. about 20% of their population actually ends up leaving the country through Berlin. So it ends up being a problem.